All right, let's read this question first and then we will prepare the required things. Question number 2. From the following balance sheet of Alpha Limited, prepare a comparative balance sheet as on 31st March 18 and 31st March 2019. They have given you balance sheet in the horizontal format. They want you to prepare a comparative balance sheet. We will prepare in the vertical format. Have a look what is given on the liability side first. You have equity share capital, 12% preference shares. Both of these amounts will come under the head owners funds. You know that shares can be of two types, equity shares and preference shares, but both of these will come under the heading owners funds under sources of funds. Then the next, reserves and surplus, 15% debentures. Now debentures is a borrowing, remember, so it will come under the head borrowed funds. 15% debentures, it's like a loan. And then you have creditors, bills payable, and provision for taxation. All are current liabilities. All of these three items, the last three, will come under the head current liabilities. So if you have a look this time, they have given you a detailed balance sheet. We will put it under the appropriate head, okay, first, and then of course comparison will be done later. On the asset side, you have land, building, plant and machinery. The first three items are all fixed assets. If you want, you also can make a note of this. I'm just classifying and writing separately. Then the next three items, stock, debtors and bank, all of these are current assets. Okay. They have asked you to prepare comparative balance sheet, which means you will be preparing 4 columns. One particulars column, one column for the year 2018, one for 2019, then change in amount, which is known as absolute change, and then one percentage change column. Just like the previous class, draw the format first, and then we all begin together. Format is on the screen, similar way you prepare. The first year, 31st March 2018, and the next 31st March 2019, you require absolute change and then percentage change. That is, sources of funds will be written on top first. Okay, so write down Roman number 1, sources of funds. There are only two heads under the sources of funds. One is owners funds and one is borrowed funds. If you have a look at this balance sheet, it is of a company, remember. Okay, so instead of writing owners funds, what you have to write is shareholders funds. So write down point number A, shareholders funds. Okay, under shareholders funds, firstly you will be writing the capital. Okay, in a company that is known as share capital. Write down small a, share capital. And shares are of two types here. The first is equity share capital. So again, below share capital, the next heading is equity share capital. Okay, now we can write the amounts. Have a look in the question. Equity share capital for 2018, it is 2 lakhs. And for 2019, 2,50,000. Immediately what we will do is also calculate absolute change and percentage change. So calculate and tell me how much change has happened in amount. 2,50,000 minus 2 lakh, the increase is by 50,000. And then to calculate percentage change, remember, you can directly take whatever is the change, that is 50,000, divide by the initial amount, that is 2 lakhs, multiply by 100 and you get a percentage. So do this calculation and tell me someone, 50,000 divided by 2 lakhs into 100. What is the percentage change? Is it 25%?
Yes.
Okay, 25%. This means it has increased by 25%. If you put it in a bracket, that denotes decrease. Okay, let's move on to the next. After equity share capital, you have preference share capital. Okay, and the rate is 12%. So you write like this: 12% preference share capital, both under the head share capital. Okay, first write the amounts. For 2018, it is 80,000, and 2019 also 80,000. There is no change in the preference share capital. So just write dash in both columns. Amount has not changed at all. Okay. Then shareholders, apart from capital, have also earned income, which is all under the head reserves and surplus. So point number B, small b, will be reserves and surplus. For the first few questions, if you can't remember the format, no problem. The format is there on page number 346. You can take help of that and prepare accordingly. So reserves and surplus, write the amount. For 2018, it is 1 lakh. And for 2019, 1,40,000. Okay. Calculate and tell me firstly, absolute change. How much has the reserves and surplus increased by? 1 lakh last year, 1,40,000 in the current year. Yes, it has increased by 40,000. And then to calculate the percentage, 40,000.
40%.
Correct. Divide by 1 lakh into 100. This calculation you do somewhere at the side. Okay, only for understanding, I'm showing it to you here. And that is 40%. Increase by 40%. Okay. Then the next point number B is borrowed funds. And there are borrowings in the form of debentures over here. So below borrowed funds, you write the rate is 15%. So 15% debentures. Okay. Write the amount for 2018. It is 60,000. And for 2019, 51,000. Be very careful. For the first time, it is decreasing. So change you will have to write in a bracket. Tell me, what is the absolute change firstly?
Minus 9,000.
Minus 9,000. So write 9,000 and put it in a bracket. And for percentage, so it is minus 9,000 divided by the initial 60,000 into 100. Calculate.
15%, minus 15%.
Minus 15%. Okay. So write 15% and put it in a bracket. That denotes there is a decrease in debentures. By how much? By 15%. Okay. Then if you have a look in the question, the next three items are all current liabilities which do not come on sources of funds side. Okay. So all your liabilities you have taken, take the total and call it total funds available. Okay. Firstly, 2018. Take the total. 283.80. Is it 4,40,000? Please check. Also take 2019 and somebody tell me what is the total for 2019. Yes, 2019, what's the total? Okay, random. 5,21,000. Same thing. Calculate the change. There are two ways. Either you minus or you take the total in the absolute change column. You will get the same amount. Is it 81,000? 81,000. And to calculate percentage change now, it will be 81,000 divided by 4,40,000. That is change 81 divided by the initial amount 4,40,000 into 100. Has anybody calculated this?
18.4.
Yes.
18.40.
Okay, I couldn't hear you, so I'll do the calculation. 81 divided by 44 into 10. So is it 18.41%? 18.41% is the percentage change. Okay. Then we move to the next, and that is application of funds. Now you will be writing all your assets. So point number 2, application of funds. Starting with first the fixed assets. So write down fixed assets, and we will make a list this time because all assets are mentioned separately here. Fixed assets. Now look at the asset side. The first three items all are fixed assets. Right, the first item, land. For 2018, amount is 80,000. For 2019, it is 1 lakh. Very quickly, tell me how much is the absolute change?
20,000.
20,000. And calculate the percentage change. So 20 divided by 80 into 100.
25.
25%. Correct. Good. Continue. The next item there is building. What you can do is keep a rough sheet at the side so your calculation can be done quickly. Building for 2018 is 60,000. For 2019, 90,000. What is the absolute change?
30,000.
30,000. And 30 divided by 60 into 100. Percentage change.
50.
50%. Correct. 30 divided by 60 into 100. Change upon initial amount. Continue. One more item is there, and that is plant and machinery. Plant and machinery for 2018, 73,000. For 2019, it is 1,73,000. What is the absolute change?
1 lakh.
Yes, increase by 1 lakh. And now to calculate percentage change. What is the absolute change? 1 lakh divided by the initial, that is 73,000 into 100. Do the calculation. Yes, anybody with percentage change?
And it's coming 136.98.
136.98%.
98.
That's right. 136.98%. It has gone above 100% because if you see, the initial amount was 73 and the change is much more than 73. It is 1 lakh. So the moment that happens, it goes above 100%. In this case, 136.98%. Okay. Then the next, fixed assets are over. Your next head is investments, but here there are no investments. So directly you can write current assets minus current liabilities you have to write, which is known as working capital. You can give the number here if you want. Fixed asset 1, working capital is 2. And under working capital, you have current assets minus current liabilities. Okay, current assets, again, there is a list over there. Let's write one by one. The first is stock. Below current assets, stock for 2018, 1,50,000. And for 2019, 1,10,000. Stock is decreasing. Tell me, absolute change.
Minus 40,000.
Minus 40,000. So write it in a bracket. Then calculate. Minus 40 divided by 1,50,000 into 100. Yes, what is the percentage change?
Minus 26.6.
26.6%, and it is negative, minus 26.6%. Then the next below stock is debtors. For 2018, it is 1,28,000, and 2019, 1,40,000. Firstly, tell me absolute change, current year minus previous year.
12,000.
12,000. Then percentage change, 12,000 divided by 128 into 100. Yes, in terms of percentage, how much?
9.37%.
9.37%. Okay. And one more item under current asset, and that is bank. In 2018, it was 34,000, and 2019, 37,000. How much is the increase in bank balance? Absolute change.
3,000.
3,000, that's right. Then 3,000 divided by 34. Change upon initial into 100 will give you percentage change.
8.82%.
8.82%. Okay. Now, current assets are over. What you have to do is minus current liabilities. Right on. Minus current liabilities, and there again there are three items. So one below the other we will write. If you come back to the liability side, the last three items are all current liabilities. Starting with creditors, write down. Creditors in 2018, 50,000. In 2019, it is 80,000. Tell me, absolute change.
30,000.
30,000.
30,000, correct. And percentage change, 30 divided by 50 into 100.
60.
Correct, 60%. Good. 60%. Okay. Then the next item is bills payable. Bills payable for 2018 is 10,000. And for 2019, it is 6,000. It is decreasing. So tell me, absolute change, how much?
Minus
Minus
4,000.
4,000.
Minus 4,000. Write it in a bracket. And then if you want the percentage change column, minus 4,000 divided by initial 10,000 into 100. What is the answer?
Minus 40%.
Minus 40%.
Correct. So write 40% in a bracket, minus 40%. And then the last item, provision for taxation. For 2018, 25,000, and in 2019, 43,000. Calculate absolute change first.
18,000.
18,000, correct. And then to calculate percentage change, 18,000 divided by 25,000 into 100.
72%.
72%. Okay. That's it. You have finished your asset side, that is application of funds completely. Your last head will be the total, and that is total funds applied. Now be very careful. Let me tell you how you are going to calculate the total here. Fixed assets, all of them you add. Current assets, all of them you add. But current liabilities, all of them you have to minus. So take on your calculator. The first 6 items are all going to be plus, 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 plus. And the last 3 items you minus. So if you want, I will just show you how you are going to calculate. 80,000 plus 60 plus 73,000 plus 1,50,000 plus 1,28,000 plus 34,000, and then the last 3 items you are going to deduct. Minus 50, minus 10, and minus 25,000. Is the total 4,40,000?
Yes, sir.
And if you have a look, your total funds available is 4,40,000. That is obviously going to match because liabilities is always equal to assets in the end. So 4,40,000 is the total. But be very careful because current liabilities has come on this side. You are going to minus all of those items. So first column 4,40,000. Next item, that is the 2019 column. What is the total? You can try it, but it should come to 5,21,000. Okay. You can save time by just copying everything, including the change as well as the percentage. 81,000 was absolute change and 18.41% was percentage change. So just copy the total of total funds available with total funds applied. It has to be equal. Okay. This question number 2 is over. Have a look and see whether you have understood all the items there. And if there is a doubt, you ask me now. Let's read question number 3 first and then prepare accordingly. Prepare comparative balance sheet for the year ended 31st March 18 and 19. Assets and liabilities as follows. If you have a look, they have given you information, but not in a balance sheet format. Only items are listed one below the other, and it is all mixed. Some are assets, some are liabilities. So just for our understanding, whichever is the asset, I will write A over there and liabilities L. Very simple. There is no doubt over here that you will have. Fixed asset, you know, is asset. Share capital comes on the liability side. Current asset on the asset. Reserves and surplus is below capital on the liability side. Loan is a liability and current liability also is a liability. But we have to classify and write it in the vertical format, that is sources of funds and application of funds. So that remains the same. And they have asked you comparative balance sheet, which means those 4 columns we are going to prepare. Very simple question. Let's finish it off very quickly. You have written all the details here. 31st March 2018 is the first column and 31st March 2019. Okay. Right on. Roman number 1, sources of funds. Only two. One is owner's funds and one is borrowed funds. Here the item given is share capital, which means it is a company. The moment you see the word share, that means it is a company. So you write, instead of owner's funds, you have to write shareholders funds. And below shareholders funds, two items. One is a share capital. Share capital. Write down there. For 2018, it is 60,000, and for 2019, 72,000. Very quickly do the calculations. Tell me absolute change is how much?
12,000.
12,000. Good. And percentage change, 12,000 divided by 60,000 into 100.
20.
20%. Good. Below share capital, reserves and surplus. Point number B, reserves and surplus for 2018 right now. That is 24,000, and for 2019, 30,000. Absolute change, how much?
1,000.
6,000. Okay. And percentage change, 6 divided by 24 into 100.
25%.
25%. Okay, shareholders funds is over. There is borrowed funds in the form of loan. So below that, point number B, borrowed funds. Right down below that, loan for 2018, 34,000, and for 19, 57,000. Calculate and tell me absolute change.
23,000.
23,000. Okay. Then divide and tell me 23,000 divided by 34,000 into 100.
67.64%.
67 point. Yes.
64.
64. Okay. 67.64%. That's it. Liability side is over. Current liabilities goes on the other side. So take the total and call it total funds available. Add up and tell me 2018, what is the total?
One lakh 18,000.
1,18,000. Then 2019.
1,59,000.
1,59,000. Absolute change.
41,000.
41,000. And now you will have to calculate percentage change. 41,000 divided by 1,18,000 into 100.
%34.74%.
34.74%. Okay. Please check everyone, do your own calculation and see are you getting the same 34.74%. Okay. Then we move to the asset side, which is application of funds. Starting with fixed asset. So write down point number 1, fixed assets. The first point gives you fixed asset for 2018, 1,20,000, and for 2019, 1,50,000. Absolute change,
30,000.
that is 30,000, and in terms of percentage, 30 divided by 120. Is it 25%?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You don't have investments in this question. There is only current asset and of course current liabilities. Both of them we will put together under the head working capital. Okay, so write down current assets. Point number 3, current assets for 2018, 28,000. And for 2019, 27,000. There is a decrease. Show it with a bracket. So how much is the decrease? Absolute change?
1,000.
1,000. That is negative 1,000. And percentage change. Minus 1,000 divided by 28,000 into 100. Divide on a rough sheet and tell me what is percentage change.
%3.57%.
3.57%. Remember, it is in a bracket, negative. That means current assets have decreased, reduced. Then minus current liabilities is the next item. Last point, current liabilities 30,000 for 2018 and 24,000 for 2019. Again, current liabilities are decreasing. What is the absolute change?
Minus 6,000.
Minus 6,000.
Minus 6,000. and percentage change minus 6,000 divided by 30,000 into 100.
Minus 20%.
Minus 20%. So this question did not tally because there is an error in the question, but no problem. Calculation we have done as per the information that is given. Okay, very simple. The only difference was they gave you assets and liabilities all mixed up together. You have to classify accordingly and write as per the vertical format of balance sheet. Similar is question number 4, which you can try for homework. Okay, question number 4, we'll just mark here, that is today's homework. Just to give you a hint, you can write assets and liabilities there very quickly. Current liabilities, liability, asset, liability, 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 and asset. So accordingly, you write under sources of funds and application of funds. Current liabilities, remember, goes on the other side with a minus sign. Okay. Try that and hopefully this balance sheet matches, because the previous one there was some error. Okay. We were studying comparative balance sheet up to now. Now we move on to comparative income statement, which means the trading and profit and loss account which you had prepared now has to be prepared in the same format where you will compare current year with previous year and see what is the change. So nothing is different except the format of profit and loss account which you were preparing earlier in the horizontal format. Now you have to convert and write in the vertical format. We will take up a question and you come to question number 6. You come to. So before we start, just to revise how the profit and loss account was prepared in the vertical format, you have all your incomes on top. Sales is the main income. Okay. From that, all your trading debit is going to be minus, and that is known as cost of goods sold. So minus cost of goods sold and you get gross profit. Okay. And what is cost of goods sold? You will have in that opening stock plus purchases plus all direct expenses like wages, okay, lighting and heating, all those trading debit items you add, and only one item is minus, and that is closing stock, because closing stock is credit which you are trying to take on the debit. So change the sign, minus closing stock. You will get gross profit. Then from gross profit, you minus all your indirect expenses or operating expenses. Okay, operating expense, also known as indirect expense, because direct expense, if you see, is there on top in the trading account. Indirect expense are all those which come in profit and loss account. They were divided into 3 types: admin, finance, and selling expenses. Okay, finally you get net profit. This is how you prepared the trading and profit and loss account in the vertical format known as income statement. So let's take up a question, but this time you will be drawing 4 columns because we have to do the comparative analysis. See what is the performance of the current year compared to last year. Have a look at question number 6. Prepare a comparative income statement of Saurabh Limited for the year ended 31st March 17 and 31st March 18. Information in the most simple form is given there. Sales, that is your starting point. Indirect expense, cost of sales, that is nothing but cost of goods sold. And finally, you have income tax. Okay, here the addition is income tax. You will have to calculate the tax We will see how to do that calculation. But remember, your starting point, sales, then you will take cost of goods sold first, get gross profit, then deduct all your indirect expenses, get net profit, and the last calculation will be that tax calculation. Okay, one by one we will go and do how it is supposed to be done. But before that, you draw the same format as you had drawn in the previous question. 4 columns required. Question number 6 is what we are solving. The 2 years, 31st March 2017 and 31st March 2018. About 8 to 10 lines more than enough. So don't draw for the full page, about 8 to 10 lines. That should be sufficient. Okay, on top you write down comparative income statement. Name of the company is given, that is Saurabh Limited. So comparative income statement of Saurabh Limited for the year ended. (31st March 2017) and 31st March 2018. Ready, everyone? First problem we all will solve together. First time we are preparing comparative income statement. Okay. Incomes all on top. Here there is only one, and that is sales. So write down sales for 2017, 4 lakhs, and for 2018, 6 lakhs. Process remains the same. Calculate absolute change first. How much?
2 lakhs.
2 lakhs. And then percentage change. So 2 lakhs divided by 4 lakhs into 100. How much?
50%.
50%. Okay. Now start deducting all your expenses. Firstly, you have cost of goods sold or cost of sales. Same thing. So write down less cost of sales. To sell your goods, whatever cost was required is all direct expenses. Okay. So cost of sales, the third item there for 2017, 24,000, and for 2018, 56,000. First calculate absolute change.
32,000.
32,000. Okay. Then percentage change, 32,000 change divided by initial 24,000 into 100. This is going to be more than 100%. The change is much more than the initial amount. So
133.3%.
133.33%. Is that right? 133.33%. Your trading account is complete. So get gross profit first. Sales minus cost of sales, gross profit. Deduct 4 lakh minus 24. How much? Yes, one of you tell me what is the deduction. Sales minus cost of sales. 4 lakh minus 24. How much?
3,76,000.
3,76,000.
Then 2018 column. 6 lakhs minus 56. How much?
5,44,000.
5 lakh 44,000. Absolute change also. 2 lakh minus 32 you can do.
168.
1 lakh 68,000. Then percentage change. 1 lakh 68,000 divided by 3 lakh 76,000 into 100. Anybody with the percentage?
Forty-four
44.68.
44.68.
68%. Okay. 44.68%. Then we move on to indirect expenses. Now all the items of profit and loss account debit side are all indirect expenses. So write less indirect expenses. For 2017, that is 16,000, and 2018, 24,000. Calculate absolute change. Current year minus previous year.
8,000.
8,000. Then percentage change. 8 divided by 16 into 100. Is it 50%?
Yes, sir.
Once you minus indirect expenses, you get net profit. Only add the words net profit before tax because tax has yet to be calculated there below. So net profit before tax. Again, deduct from gross profit all the expenses, that is indirect expenses. So 376 minus 16 for the first column. What is net profit before tax?
3,60,000.
3,60,000. Next, second column. Deduct and tell me.
5,20,000.
5,20,000.
बैंक करे मन सगळे का पर पैसेज करे रे तेरा कैमरा ऑन है
5,20,000 and then absolute change 1,68,000 minus 8,000.
1,60,000.
1,60,000. Then percentage calculate 1,60,000 divided by 3,60,000 into 100.
44.44%.
44.44%. And finally, now you will calculate tax. Tax also has to be paid. So your net profit will reduce further, right? Less income tax. And if you have a look, income tax in both columns, they have given you a rate and that is 50%. So right, income tax at the rate of 50%. Whatever profit you earn, on that you have to pay tax. So calculate 50% of your net profit.
1,80,000.
Okay, for the first column, that is 2017, 3,60,000 into 50%, 1,80,000. Next column, Again, 50%.
2,60,000.
2,60,000. What is the absolute change?
80,000.
80,000. And percentage change, 80,000 divided by 1,80,000 into 100.
44.44%.
44.44%. And finally, you have net profit after paying tax. So write down net profit after tax. This is your final answer. Deduct 3,60,000 minus 1,80,000. You are reducing by 50%, which means only 50% will remain. So again, it's going to be 180, 2,60,000. That will be 80,000, and percentage will remain the same, 44.44%. That's it. Question number 6. This is the solution. Have a look and see whether you have understood all of the items there. Preparing income statement is much easier, smaller compared to balance sheet. What you did for absolute change and percentage change, that remains the same whether it is the balance sheet or income statement. Only the way of presentation changes, of course. Starting with incomes on top and keep reducing all your expenses. Firstly, direct expenses to be deducted, then all indirect expenses. You're going in the process of the same way how you used to solve final accounts. First close trading, get gross profit, then close profit and loss account and get net profit. Here one additional thing was there, and that is calculation of tax. So whatever you get net profit, call that before tax, then calculate tax, and you get finally net profit after tax. That is your final answer.